All right, good morning, guys. Today you are going to start the Let's Fly Kite project. I know you're all super excited about that. So we're going to go through this together, and then just like if I were there in class today, and then you guys are going to do part of this by yourself. And then once everyone is done and the sub says you're able to, then you may work with a small group, 2 or 3. Do not ask the sub if 4 of you can work together, because if 4 of you want to work together, then that means you now have 2 groups of 2, okay? No more than 3 people per group, all right? So this kite project is sort of a culmination of almost everything that we've done in this class, because we are going to be using scale factors, area, perimeter, angle measures, looking at kites, so different types of shapes. I'm sure there'll be something with triangles in there if you need to find the length of a side, which would be, a hypotenuse of a right triangle. So this project really encompasses almost everything that we've done in this class so far. So the objective is you guys are going to be able to use your knowledge of geometry and kites, because you're going to construct and fly a kite. Okay, so just hopefully next Wednesday, it's a little bit windy and not raining out, so we can fly our kites. So you guys are going to design, construct, and fly a kite. It says groups of 3 or 4. We are crossing that out and putting 2 or 3 of your classmates. You individually will research your kites today, okay? Together, you will develop a blueprint, calculate the dimensions of your kite, and then next week we will fly our kite, okay? It says this project's going to be counted as a test grade, but actually it's a little bit more. Our tests are usually 40 points, and this project is 50 points. So if you are not doing so hot this last marking period, this is your chance to get a really good grade on it. So even though I'm not there today, I need you guys to take today very seriously, because it's a huge part of your grade, everything that you're doing today. All right, so your two main tasks for today. The first one is to research information about kites. Now, I do have, all of this space here, all of these websites that you guys can go to, but I'm going to be honest with you, they've added in, a whole bunch of things on your iPad, you guys know, that block a bunch of things. So even though some of these, because one of these is like a NASA website, I'm pretty sure, like NASA, it's still blocked. So your best bet is just to Google history of kites, find the information you need, science of kites, write down the information you need, and then design ideas. Okay, so my suggestion is just Google them, search them on your own without these sites, because not all of them work. If you do it at home, which you're not going to, but they would work then. All right, so here's where you will write down those pieces of information. Okay, so you are going to write down 3 things for the history of kites, science of kites, and then your design ideas. Your design ideas can be in words. You could insert, like 3 little pictures here of design ideas. That way, when you and your group meet, you can sort of compare your ideas and your thoughts and, talk about, hey, with the materials that we're able to bring in, are these designs going to work? Okay, so once you have all that done, before you actually start building them, you have to create a blueprint, okay? And so it says create a scale drawing of your kite using graph paper. Now, I'll go through to show you how to put graph paper on here in case you forget, but you have to label the scale factor of drawing and the actual kite. If you forget how to do that, you might want to look back in your notes. I believe it's on the first chapter of triangles. I think so. So maybe chapter 3, chapter 4. I would look somewhere around there. Okay, your kite measurements. It says on the graph, you should label all side lengths and all angle measures. So you need to do that for your blueprint, and then use your scale factor to say, okay, how big is my kite actually going to be? Because you need to know how big it's going to be so that you can bring in enough materials. Okay, it says you also have to calculate and record the perimeter and area of the blueprint and your kite. Okay, again, you need enough materials. So that's what it says here of your actual kite. Okay, and then eventually we're going to be flying it next week. So this is where you can make sure you have everything done. All right, so history of kites chart completed. Science of kite charts completed, and design ideas chart completed. That is this right here, okay? Once you do that individually, I'm sure the sub would not mind, just checking it off here, initialing it, whatever he wants to do, okay? So this right here is on your own. So actually, I'm going to do two things here. So those three things are individual. For some reason that didn't look right, okay? You are doing line 2. I only want to go to number 9. So your task is 1 through 9 today. Now you might not get all of these like 8 and 9 things done, but that's your task, okay? What you don't finish, you will have to finish on Monday and then construct. So you really want to get as much of 1 through 9 done as you can. And I'm telling you, I grade your blueprints pretty hard. So you can't just haphazardly draw a random kite on there or a basic kite shape, count little blocks. You can't do that, okay? So make sure you take your time on it. All right, so the blueprint of kite designed on graph paper. Do you have it? Is it there? 5 points. You need to find your scale factor, okay? So everyone's could be different. Yours doesn't have to be the same as your neighbor's. The kite side lengths labeled on the blueprint. So I need the length that it is on the blueprint, and then I also need the length it is going to be on your actual kite, okay? Once you get all of your dimensions figured out, you need your angle measurements, okay? So don't forget that. But once you get all your side lengths done, then you're able to find the perimeter of the blueprint and the actual, okay? And I need both of them also written on your blueprint. If you need to know the area of a kite, you're going to have to look that up. It's not difficult at all. You should be able to do it without any problems. It's just a little bit of addition and multiplication, multiplication and division. So you should be good to go on that, okay? And then so that's perimeter and area. And then next week, so I need you guys this weekend to start bringing in some materials that you have from home. Remember, don't tell your parents that they have to go out and spend like $50 buying all this nice stuff for a kite. It's things you have at your house or you can find outside, okay? So try to be creative, neat, okay? Try not to put it together the day of, like next Wednesday, and then it hit something and fall apart, even though it was probably the best kite that flew for the very short time that it flew. But keep that in mind. Try to do a nice job on it, okay? And then you will, if your kite doesn't fly, you're not going to fail the project. If you see that here, your performance is only 5 points, okay? It's can you complete the project and do a great job on it, okay? If we had more time, we would then come in, revise them, and then try again. But we're running out of time. All right. This is the rubric so that you guys can see, how you'll earn those 5 points, 3 points, whatever it may be for each step of the way. Okay. And here's the rest of them. So every little point up there, like number 9, there's all the ways you can earn points for number 9, so on and so forth. And then this last page here, I'm going to show you, at least I think so, how we can create a grid paper with it. Okay, so there, I made my last page grid paper. I guess I could have done here, okay. Once I have, let me do it again for you. I push the little pages button off to the right. I click on the page I want to make grid paper. I click the 3 little dots up top. I click template settings, and then you can see I currently have the grid paper. It's there. If you click on the little dots there, you can make the spacing smaller. I prefer them to be really small. I'm going to click apply, and there I have some small grid paper. Okay, and if you want to add a new page, you click the little dot and you can add another page. So now I have 2 pages of grid paper. Okay, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask the sub or send me a message on Remind. Just make sure if you're going to do that on your phone that you let the sub know first, because if you have your cell phones out, you know it's not good. Okay? So have fun. Behave today. Do your work. Okay? You only have a little bit to do quietly by yourself, and I want to see really good projects this year. Okay? I want to be able to hang all of them up on the ceiling because they are that good. All right. Have a great day, guys, and be good and enjoy your weekend.